Hello, hi. This is my second attempt on um, having a stream this week. I hope I'm audible. Having a stream? Okay, I'm audible. So I just tested. Hmm. So I'm trying something new here with chat screen and the drawing screen together. I didn't do that before. All my streams were only the drawing screen, so it looked like I'm talking to the phantoms, like I'm not talking to anyone. So I put the chat screen on one side, but I guess YouTube has not informed everyone about the live stream, and I understand that. Oftentimes, I get notification of live stream way after the streamer started the stream. Oh, and I apologize for all the noises outside because it's really noisy. I understand that. And yeah, another thing is the technical issues that I pinned in the comment section. Since nobody is here, I will be repeating that again because it is a problem. Like, I still am yet to figure out what's the problem, what happened yesterday. I think it's a problem of my tablet. I'm live streaming from my tablet, so it's a tablet issue because I also had problem recording this painting video. Every time I tried to use my bucket tool, the recording stopped. It couldn't take it, and that's why you can see like I'm painting each part separately. Like, it's just filling the colors with one single base color, filling the areas with that color. But it's supposed to be easy, like just use your bucket tool and tap in the area. But every time I tried that, my screen recordings just stopped. It's so I think it's a technical issue I'm having with my tablet, and I'm dirt poor, so I can't afford a new one right now, so I have to make it work. So yeah, as I was saying yesterday, which got interrupted, this is a drawing that I made. I have been doing that for past couple of weeks, and I've been busy with all these works. Not only this one, there were other works I've been doing, so I thought, why not stream some of the stuff I've been doing. This is part of a storybook that I'm working on. This is just one illustration, and I will be doing other illustration in the future, probably live stream it, I don't know. So basically, this is kind of a process of how I try to do it in a fast manner, which I couldn't show because of the recording issue. If you have bucket tool and if you use bucket tool, it's actually pretty fast and easy. um, that's why I thought maybe in this one I can show how I color fill all the blank spaces and then shade. But um, from next one, probably I want to do that. I will just record the shading process because that's the most important part of this kind of pieces. Like, it's not, I'm not painting something from scratch. Yeah, I'm actually drawing an outline and then color filling and shading. So it's not like just color painting, which is my kind of forte. Like, that's what I generally do. I start with colors, but this is a different experience, I would say, and it's easier actually. If you already sketch, it takes time. Sketching and outlining takes time. Then color, starting the painting directly just with colors. But coloring is easier after doing all the sketching and outlining, cleaning up the outline and all that. Now, while outlining this type of illustration, I did have uh, an issue. I used this watercolor edge brush, which does have a bit of opacity problem. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people actually use smooth brushes, like what is that, a dip pen hard or dip pen soft, or if you're using Photoshop or other application, those basic hard or soft brushes that will give you clean edge and clean drawing. But I thought this particular brush, the watercolor edge brush, gives a very painting kind of look, rather than just a mechanical look. Oh hey, thank you. What's your name? I can't read your name. What should I call you? I see a cat display picture. So, and thanks for coming, joining my stream. I don't know how interesting it will be for you, but yeah, I'm just talking about how easy you can draw on stuff like this. And obviously, like, I'm using an Android tablet. You can use Android phone, Android, any other Android device. I think it's also available on Apple, but then Apple products have Procreate, and I don't know how good Procreate is, but I've heard it is good. So probably nobody will think of using ABS Paint. But yeah, so as I was saying, this is part of a book series. Probably I'm working on. I'm not sure if I'll continue working on other part of the series or not. But this is one series, and it takes a lot of time to, illustrate all the artworks for a book, or for this is kind of like. I don't want to use the words, but this is for small people books. So yeah, and every page has a painting, like illustration. So that's what I'm doing, and I think I took on a very heavy project, because these are extremely elaborative painting, rather than a dreamy wishy-washy children um painting. Hi, great. Hi, welcome. So as I was saying, this is a illustration that I'm doing for a book, and I thought maybe you guys would like to watch a stream of that. I know it's kind of boring, color filling part. That's why I will be. Hey, yeah, I actually got that you're from Thailand, but I really don't know how to call you. Hi, Navatej. Navatej, right? Yes, I kind of remember your name, because your name is very unique, but I don't remember the conversation we had. Um, oh, thank you, but I still don't know what to call you. Really, the person from Thailand. I don't know what to, how to address you actually. And yeah, Navatej, I remember you having a conversation about something, but I really don't remember what. But I do remember your ID, because it's quite um, different. So yeah, as I was saying, it's a I think if you like illustration, different type of illustration, it's really interesting if you try first drawing and then cleaning up. If you guys want a video on how I draw sketches and then clean up, I can make one, which is a very ugly process, I would say, but it is very effective once you clean up the sketch. Even in this case, it happened. the sketch in itself was really it's not good. Like it didn't look good, but when you clean it up, it looks better. You know. Mm, so this is one method. This is very new for me actually. Like, have you guys? I don't know if any of you have tried that. Like, what kind of style you do? You just can comment or yeah, like write it down on chat. That if you do like outline first, then fill in the color, or if you start from color, like from the very beginning you start with color. Like, how do you do that? For me, the reason I started with just coloring, like without any outline or without sketching or anything, is because mainly because I used I my first software was Photoshop, and back then in Photoshop it was really difficult to have a smooth line. Like they didn't have any stabilizer or any kind of assistance. Like it's really difficult to keep your line smooth. And also another thing is, back then I didn't have any graphic tablet, so I used mouse to draw. So I thought, like, why have outline when I just have colors? Like it looks smoother if I use just color. So that's why I started working with just colors rather than doing outline. And now that I have much more advanced softwares, even I think CC Photoshop CC also included stabilization, brush stabilization, and that kind of helped a lot, really. Like it kind of made life easy, which was really difficult before. So that's why I kind of tried this outline thingy. Also, if you're going to color or shade, for me at least, is kind of different when you already you're just filling up color and with outlines already made for you, versus just building up the entire painting with just color. That's just my opinion. So anyways, I'm just giving purple color to her sitting. This is, by the way, a shell. In case you guys didn't realize, I know nobody will realize that because it does not look like a oyster, but in my mind it's an oyster, and it's mauve for some reason. It's just is, because for some reason in the first illustration that I did for this book, I painted mauve color oysters for some reason. It's just like on a whim. So I thought, yeah, why not all the oysters be mauve? So that is a very bad reasoning, but I just did it in any way. I mean, I'm drawing a mermaid, it's not even real. So yeah, why not? Oh, if you have an exam, then why are you here? Final exams. What? Wait, it's you have exams in April? Okay. And then why are you on YouTube? If you have exams, that's, whoa, no, 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 that's really, have you done all your studies? Like if you have done everything, then it's fine, you can like chill. And yeah, I mean, if when I used to have exams, at the last moment I was like, I'm done studying, I'm going to chill, I'm going to take a break. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if you're relaxing, yeah, it's kind of okay, because people do need a bit of relaxation before exam. And I was horrible at studying. I never studied whole year. And yeah, sure, yeah, it's fine. Just don't overstress yourself, by the way. Like that's don't do that. Don't overstress. Sleep well before the exam, because I have made a mistake of not sleeping well before exam, and the entire exam time I was like dozing off, and it was a horrible experience for me. So sleep well, drink well, eat well, and don't take stress, because it's not a life and death situation. I used to think it was back then, and I know a lot of students do, but you will, you shall pass. I don't know how to, make a joke with this Lord of the Ring expression, but yeah, do that. Like, hey Cadbury, you and Nuna Berry, right? Because I keep you change your name a lot. So I think you're Nuna Berry, and you changed to Cadbury because probably you like Cadbury and cats. Yeah. Okay. So, welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming, because yesterday I really had a bad experience. Like, somebody just came in and for no reason called my work trash and then left. And I'm like, what? Okay. Like, it was so weird. They didn't say anything and just said that my work is trash. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, why are you here then? Why are you even watching my work if you don't like it? It was a weird experience. And then my stream just went off in itself. This one, for coloring, it took 4.5 hours. One of the reason is, I mentioned before, that I painted this on my tablet. So when I was recording, there was a problem. Every time I was, filling the color with bucket tool, the recording was interrupted. Like, it just stopped. So that's why it took me a bit more time. But if I'm not recording, it would take much less, because you just use your bucket tool and tap on the area. Obviously you have to select the layer, your reference layer, and then tap, and you just fill the color. That's it. That's how you do it. So it would be much less. And shading is not a problem. Once you color fill a area, you can select that area, and you can shade as much as you, I mean, not, you shouldn't shade as much as you want, but you can shade with the heart content. Like, you don't have to worry about spilling the color or anything. You can just use the magic wand tool. You select the color area, and you can, paint there on top of the base color. And if you're using other softwares, there's loads of ways of doing it. Oh, you also can clip your layer to, shade the base color. But since all my base color will be in one layer, I don't like clipping, because then still the color shading will spill over. uh, in Photoshop, however, you can do, I think you can select, oh, I forgot, oh my god, I haven't used Photoshop for so long. I forgot how to use Photoshop. This is so bad. But yeah, you can have different ways of selecting only one particular area. If you have good RAM and good processor, then you can just use, so like, different layers, and you can just clip your shading layer on top of that. And which art do you like the best? Which art? What do you mean by which art? Do you mean by traditional versus digital, or what? Yes. I no. I don't. Ew. Am I though? I think this is the previous version. I don't remember. Or this is the updated version. I didn't use anything from the updated version, so it doesn't matter whether it's older version or updated version. Like, I'm just using simple brushes, bucket, and yeah, that's it. And Navatej, I really don't get what you mean. What kind of art? Which art do you like best, and do you the best digital art? Or, oh, you mean traditional art versus digital art, right? I like both. My background is in traditional art. I have done watercolor, I have done acrylic a bit of, and oil painting again a bit, because there's a space problem with oil painting if I do it on canvas. That's why I didn't continue doing oil painting. I still do watercolor. I absolutely love watercolor. It's like magic. It starts off ugly, yes, sometimes it gets weird, but I absolutely love watercolor. It gives such a magic. I think I've even said that multiple times in my other streams as well. Like, it gives such a magical feeling and dreamy feeling if you paint it correctly. You will see a lot of children book, actually they prefer having watercolor paintings because it gives a very how do you say, it gives you it's a very dreamy medium, to be honest. And as for digital art, the only reason I do digital art, not only reason but one of the main reason I do, is because it is very space saving, first of all, uh, less costly in a way, because for traditional art you have to keep buying physical stuff. In case of digital art, not so much, especially when you have free softwares like Krita and Abyss Paint. And if I spent a bit on Abyss Paint to avoid the advertising, and that's it, like that's forever. Like, I don't have to spend every time I have to buy something. That is another positive. Third thing is I can emulate different type of art within one software, like watercolor painting style, oil painting style, digital art itself, and whatever I'm doing right now on this video, same thing. Craft, yeah, I have actually done craft. I loved origami, if you know origami and kirigami. Origami and kirigami both, I actually love them really much, mainly origami. I used to have a book, but I don't have it anymore. Um, and I have done something in school because we did have some handicraft classes. Um, that's it. Like, handicraft means like making paper flowers, jewelry, and I don't really remember what other stuff I did. I did actually painted a vase, if that you can consider it as handicraft. mm, Paper planes, yes, I really loved, I used to do that, like I really loved them. There was a particular type of paper planes I made, I used to make, and they wouldn't fly, but they look like fighter planes. It was awesome. Exercise, digital art exercise. mm, like, I generally don't follow rules, first of all, and that's a very, I would not recommend anyone, but I myself grew without following any rules. Oh, good night. I still don't know what your name is, person from Thailand, but thanks for dropping by. Yeah, thanks for liking my art. Come again on my stream. I will be streaming hopefully more often. And so, as I was saying, that I do not have any particular exercises I do, but if you want to improve your painting, I would suggest digital painting, that is, I would suggest you to first study, or rather practice value judgment, not value judgment, like study values. Like, when you paint with black and white, that means different shades of gray, and create whatever you're painting. My art is not ending, is it? No, it's still going. Oh, hey, Dia. That's a cute name. Thanks for coming. And yeah, visit again. I'd love to chat with you if you like to chat. uh, as I was saying, studies of values is very important. Like, how lighting work. Maybe because I'm a bit obsessed with lighting, that's why. And that's why I overdo, always all the time I overdo lighting. But when you paint, Try to use grayscale in your painting and see how much lighting and shadow you're using on your painting. You can color, you can after that you can color that, but I think it is one of the most important things a lot of people don't do. I personally didn't do, and that's why I do crappy art. I'm sorry, pardon my French, but yeah, that's why probably my art is like, every time I do it and like, something is missing. Is is value. Seriously, it's just lighting. And you can, what is shading basically? Oh, perspective is, yeah. I mean, perspective is a very niche subject, because uh, it comes most of the time when you are drawing. Mm, okay, well, I don't know what Navtet said, which help for review. Let me see. Uh, Okay, you can share on DM on Instagram. Okay, Naftej, don't share it here because it will get blocked probably. I don't know. So share your channel on Instagram. You use my. I think my DM is open, so you can share it over there. And as for perspective, as I was saying, um, yeah, perspective is kind of pain in the neck. um, what you can do is, oh, I didn't make those videos. Oh, okay, that was my professional course. Okay, so for perspective you can start with one point perspective. What you should do is just draw a line across a paper or your canvas, then you use a point in the middle or where you want the perspective to have, and then draw two lines. Yeah, okay. So uh, there is a very useful way of practicing perspective, and I often do that. It's kind of a cheat code, you can say. Just draw a line and vanishing point. Like for one point perspective, use one point and then uh, draw two lines connecting it, and you will know that where to focus. That is the vanishing point. Okay. I'm using deep pen hard for just fill up, because as I told you, with the bucket tool I was like I couldn't record, so I used just the basic round brush to fill the color. But for shading I used watercolor real brush, because it will give you that watercolory look, though not exactly watercolor, but it will give you that look. Amazing brushes. I That's why I love this app, because they have such great brushes. I'm just waiting for their update where they will let us make brushes like from our own PNG files or our own designs. I hope they do that. And the animation, I hope they add animation to this app. It will be a perfect app, to be honest. So that is one point perspective. Right now, when you do two-point perspective, you draw a line across the canvas. You use 2 point on two sides. Okay, now I have to actually show it, right? You can I mean you can try that. I can just say it out here. You draw 2 points and then connect those 2 points with each other. What will happen? You will create kind of a four armed, is kind of like a square or something, or a rectangle, depending on how far they are, and then add those two cross section where the 2 points meet. The lines from 2 points meet, add those cross section, you'll find 2 point perspective, and you can use that as your guide to paint the entire landscape around it. You just use it. If you are using digital medium, then it's not a problem. You can use it in one of your lower layer. You can reduce the opacity and then use it as a guide, or if you are using traditional method, then yes, then still you can do that. Like it's not like you cannot do that, but use a very light pencil, something that you can cover up with color or something. Yeah, I am a bit obsessed with light. I am a kind of, if you really like, some artists like some things, so for me it's light, mushrooms. Yeah, I don't have much things to offer, I think, as an artist. Like light and mushroom, lighting mushroom, glowing mushroom. So yeah, I mean these two things probably will see a lot in my painting: mushrooms and light, different types of lighting. Even when I drew that snail, light and a mushroom. So that's kind of, I really need to change that pattern. I mean, I like see, I like mermaids, I like pirates, pirate stuff, and I like dragons, I like a lot of things. But for some reason when I start painting, I think these, like mushrooms are one of the, like mushroom as a topic is very fascinating. And lights, shed light is very important actually. If you see any painting will, it can change completely drastically if you change its lighting. Like this painting is taking way too much time to fill the base color. From next stream on, I will just I'll just use the shading part, and because everybody knows how to fill a border, like this kind of thing. This is very basic. But after that, what is important is shading. It completely changed the look. I'm not saying for good, because I'm horrible at it, but that's why I think value practicing with values is more important, because lighting can do wonders. You just have some flat colors, flat painting, and then you just add lights and shades, voila, it looks completely different, magical even. So in fact, I have seen the same thing with animation. uh, no, I won't reach 10K. I don't think so, because I haven't been on YouTube for a really long time, and because I've been doing a lot of other work, and there are lots of projects that I was postponing that I'm now doing. This thing I'm also doing, so I haven't been on YouTube for a really long time. So that's and as if you guys have watched my previous video about how YouTube works with artists or people who need breaks, you will understand that YouTube doesn't care about artist mental health, or if they are taking breaks or not. It's not 1st April. It's okay. What's today's date? It's 20. You're making a full joke on 25th April. So like for you, 1st April is like stretched all over April. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. I actually thought you were seriously concerned about this thing, but okay. So yeah, I think Cadbury left because she. Okay, hold on. So it's weird on my screen, my streaming screen. It's saying 2 people watching. On my chat screen, it's saying 3 people. Okay, now it said two. So everybody left. Anyways, so as I was saying that yeah, another thing is this, yeah, basic. This part is really pretty boring. Like I'm just filling up colors, but the next part, the one that's coming, will be interesting, because shading is much more interesting than just filling up some parts of a painting. So that's what I'm doing over here. And another thing I was talking about is the outline. That's a really bad outline because it's not completely opaque, but I just duplicated the layer and made it darker. You can do that, or you can keep this artistic style where the color overlap the outline, because it does look like a painted brush, rather like painting with a brush stroke rather than just a smooth edged drawing. Are you still April fooling me? Really? Even though you told me that you April fooled me, it's not gonna happen. I'm not going to believe. Oh, now you're saying no. But maybe I will believe you after April, like in May. I will, if you said these things in May, probably I will believe you. Wait when May comes and then you say these things. So, what? Actually, yeah, on April 1st April, I actually got fooled by some other YouTubers. I don't remember who, but on 1st April, I got some gaming YouTuber. Like I watched some of the game content, so they kind of April fooled all their followers, and I was like, dang, I forgot it's 1st April. And they kind of did really well April Fool joke. And um, I think I got April Fool by message as well. Was it this year or last year? I don't remember. But I on 1st April I am quite vigilant, but sometimes I forget. So that's another thing, because sometimes I don't believe that anybody would do that to me. Like anybody would do an April Fool joke and then bam, someone just some like I'm just kind of an innocent deer in the headlight. Like someone just comes in and does an April Fool joke, and I'm like, wow, I wasn't expecting someone will make fool out of me. But anyways, so this is the coloring that I'm doing. Another my shell, like I thought like maybe a different color would look good on my shell, and I was like, maybe a bit of sandy color, and then I thought like, no, I'll just change it to mauve. No, I generally forget about 1st April, and I'm really bad at pretending. Like I tried, but people just catch me. Like people know like on April Fool's Day, everybody is kind of cautious. So even if I try, I get caught pretty easily, because people like, oh, you're pretending. It's like clear on your face, and I'm like, oh, dang, that's not that's not good. I'm not a good actor. So I have tried, but yeah, unless I find someone equally how like airheaded, equally unmindful as I am, only then I can do the prank on them. Otherwise, it's very difficult for me to do that. So yeah, everything is mauve now in the room. Yep. So yeah, this is the problem with coloring these things, because you have to do everything with the brush instead of bucket tool. And if you have a bucket tool, I would suggest just use it. Ibis Paint's bucket tool is extraordinarily good. I have seen hardly any bucket tool this good. I couldn't use it because of the recording problem, but otherwise use it. It's absolutely killer. A lot of people complain about the bucket tool, and I understand they do that, but the thing is they don't use it in with its full potential. First of all, you have to I've never used used Procreate, so I don't know what kind of stuff they have, like what kind of brush library they have, or what kind of materials they have. I have no idea. I have seen other people making Procreate videos, but I've never seen the app myself. So it's not possible for me to know um, which one's better. I can say Ibis Paint is pretty user friendly, and okay, but I was just talking about Ibis Paint. Okay, just ask. I really don't think I can answer a riddle, but I will try to answer you. If it's I'm too dumb to answer a riddle, but okay, ask away. So, and while you're asking a riddle, I can talk a bit about Ibis Paint. Ibis Paint is user friendly, yes, and it is quite powerful. Only problem is that it has a document size issue, which I personally circumvent by using Krita or sometimes Photoshop on PC. But my PC is equally bad, so yeah. And but what Ibis Paint has is a huge collection of brushes, though they don't have that create your own brush option, which Mediban has, by the way. So I'm two-letter word. If you read me, I will get a meaning, and if you reserve and read me, you mean reverse? uh, Two-letter word. uh, if you read me, I will get a meaning. Two-letter meaning, as in any meaning, or you are talking like the word itself means something like meaning? Two-letter. If you okay, just one, any meaning, okay. mm, and if you reverse, you will get a different meaning, right? Why I'm thinking about all the weird words. It's a riddle, so it shouldn't have a very direct answer. It should be a bit indirect, right? Oh my god. mm, Two-letter word. Uh-huh. What could it be? Yeah, I will let me just think for a hot moment. I don't think I can answer this, but I'll still think. A two letter word. If you read me, a two-letter me, but then the opposite is m doesn't have any meaning. um okay, just say it. I give up. I don't know which two-letter word. No, I just said no, and okay, I get it. Yeah, I just said no, and then yeah, right. But I didn't say no as an answer. I just said no to myself, and I completely overlooked the fact that no is a two-letter word. Yeah, that's clever. Yeah, that's a good riddle. Okay, I can ask a riddle, but I really don't know if going to butcher it. It's like, I flow, but I'm not river. I eat everything on my path, but I'm not. Oh my god, what is that insect called that eat everything on its path? Anyways, a type of insect. Um, Hold on, locust, right? I flow, but I'm not river. I eat everything on my path, but I'm not locust. Um, that's it, I think. What am I? I kind of forgot the riddle. I have to Google it, but yeah, that's the riddle. Like, I flow, but I'm not a river. Um, I eat everything on my path, but I'm not locust. There should be a third one, but I don't remember that. But this two is very important. Hold on, let me just Google it. Okay, can you tell me what is it? Or okay, I'll ask you a better riddle. Like I'm okay. There's a poem about that riddle. I don't know if you have read these books. Probably you would know the answer. But the riddle is, this thing all things devours, birds, beasts, trees, flowers, gnaws iron, bites steel, grinds hard stone to mill, slay king, ruins town, and beats mountain down. What is it? Or you can this is, if this is too difficult, then I'll ask something else. And did you just leave? Because I asked you a riddle. Oops. Mm. Or you are Googling. Maybe Googling. I don't know. Anyway, so I started shedding. This is the brush I used, which is watercolor real. And I'm blending it with fluffy watercolor water because that's the easiest possible way to do it. This is not for the people I mean most in most cases, like, people wouldn't even listening to this and live stream. If anyone decides to watch my re broadcasting of my live stream, or rather rewatch the live stream video, they can come here and learn about the brushes. So the reason I use watercolor real is because even though this is I'm trying to paint something much more a lot of people would say, why didn't you make it smoother? Because most of the time when you see paintings or like illustrations in children book, is like very dark outline and flat colors, or even if they're shade very rigid shade. So I have seen those kind of artwork. That's not my type. Probably I really don't like it. I don't entirely hate it, but I kind of like to have a very organic style. So yeah. So I'm painting the, oh, oops, it's not on. Hold on, hold on. So I'm painting the painting within the painting, if that makes sense. It's paintception. So okay, bye. So anyways, this painting, oh, thanks for coming, by the way, and all the best for your exam. So anyways, this is just like the character is kind of like hoard stuff from um, shipwreckage. Is kind of like inspired by the Little Mermaid, because when I was a kid I used to love watching the series, Little Mermaid series, and I really liked how she used to go on adventures with her fish friend. So that thing kind of hold on to me. Like I really liked that kind of theme. That was before I watched the Little Mermaid movie, and then I'm like, what? It's just the movie is a complete U-turn from the series. The series was extremely interesting. Like it was kind of adventurous, like advent, literally it was, I think it was called The Adventure of Little Mermaid. So it was adventurous, and then in the movie, like she was wasting her entire time on a dude. Like what? I mean, yeah, she's 16, which is kind of her thing, but I was like 10 at that time when I watched it, and I could not relate. Like um I was like, what's happening? It's something I couldn't relate. Even when I watched it when I was 16, I couldn't relate, because that was kind of not my focus personally when I watch fantasy stories. And I loved Disney stories movies, by the way. It's not like I didn't love it, because I love the animation. Basically, it's not the characters or the stories, because most of the stories were just romance stories. Like there's this Cinderella, Little Mermaid, then Beauty and the Beast, then just all those, you know, that 90s Disney. I think those are 80s Disney, I can't tell. um, so I like the animation and art style they had, but not exactly the stories. The only story that kind of stuck with me are the series that they produced. Most of the adventure series like DuckTales and Tailspin, and this one, Adventure of Little Mermaid, and there are lots of other adventure based series. So I really enjoyed them, and that's what the basis of this piece as well. Like she loves to read, she loves to uh, explore, and all the human stuff on the side kind of shows that she likes to collect all those stuff. So this is another way you can do a storytelling or tell your stories through paint, through your drawing. um, is that adding on components that kind of indirectly give you an understanding of the character, or if it's a scenery, even nature can can tell a lot of stories that we often ignore. So this is a one of the ways of doing that. Like, okay, obviously the book part, people will say, how are they not wet? So the book part, I would imagine, is like, it's a mermaid book, it's not human book, probably, whatever. But those books are still there with objects that she collected from all the sunken seas, because uh, that is the story, part of her story, that she lives near a sunken ship, which is a place she often visits whenever she feels lonely, or whenever she likes to go out. So it's obvious, like, if she lives near this human spectacles, for like, you can call it that, like, it's for her, it's kind of a whole another world. So she collected those. And as for the books, some books could be like human books, use your imagination, but I just considered all of them are like underwater mermaid books. So yeah. And another thing, which is kind of different from the kind of mermaid stories I've seen, there are two different types of characterization that I have seen while depicting such mythological creature, mythological, yes, fantasy creature. Um, is that either they are kind of half civilized position in a like kind of in Little Mermaid and other such stories, or they are very primitive, like the series Siren depicted. So I kind of tried to match both and kept her moderately civilized. Like, they are civilized, like, it's not like they are not civilized, and they are more nature based than chemical based, or than machine based. But it's a different kind of civilization. So see, you can depict a lot of stories through your painting. Like, just one illustration can say a lot of things. For example, first of all, like, what kind of culture or civilization that particular, like, here I'm talking about a mermaid. So this mermaid world that I have created, what kind of culture or civilization they have, as well as her personal interest. And obviously here she is reading a book, so she loves reading books, she loves knowing stuff, and she has interest on human stuff. So these things, you can depict all these things in an illustration without saying much word. What happens is that when you are creating illustration for this kind of stories, it's really good if you can depict so much things through illustration. It's not only expand your creativity, but also the viewers creativity. They will start looking, like, their eyes will go all over the image, and they will start looking at all the trinkets and all the stuff in the image, and they will start thinking, what is that, and what is this, and oh, so I wonder how it works. Like, for example, the light, the first thing I would think, like, how does the light work underwater, or in this culture, like this imaginary mermaid culture. So these kind of things, like, you can create a whole um, narrative through just one illustration. So that is a very important thing to learn, which none of you learn because none of you are here. Anyways, so hold on a sec. I really need to refresh. So another thing is about keeping your color palette. Since nobody is here, I'm going to say it to no one, but if you watch it later, probably you'll get some idea. um, on Avis Painter, I think any other software, you will have a swatch, you will be able to add colors to swatches, and you will have a color palette of your own. But the reason I used an entire layer for color palette is that, first of all, in swatches I really couldn't find any way to name it, and second of all, it kind of becomes really crowdy, and like it's very busy for me. So what I did is I used a separate layer. I used it as color palette. I kept all the main colors that I will be needing in the future, and I labeled them. This is a very good practice if you are going to illustrate for books or create comic books, where you need to bring same character or same location over and over again, and you need to have the color combination correct, right? Though it can change based on lighting, but still you need to have the basic color with you. So it will be it becomes a heavy chore if you don't have the colors with you. And you can save it on swatches, but um, I often get confused which ones which for which, and sometimes you have very closely related colors, and then you just don't understand which one when you are using the entire color palette, and you have to work fast. You just often it gets a bit confusing. So at least for me, that happens. So what I do is I create an entire layer. I use the color on them, like I put an example of the color and I label them, so that I don't have to worry about which color is for what later on. That's all. That's the only reason I do that, and it makes your life so much easier when you are doing illustration after illustration of the same thing, like for comics or this kind of illustration books, like books that have multiple illustration of same characters or same location and all that. So that is a habit I would definitely recommend to no one in particular, because yep, if you are listening to this, then that's great. And yeah, I mean, you can learn a bit from that, like why it is needed to create a different color palette. You can do it your own way, but I do it that way. It's kind of easier for me. So yeah, I chose to give her this is I use blue color, but this is more of a darker hair. I was thinking if I should give her black hair, but I would say like yeah, I mean, black hair, it is kind of like a lot of people, okay, compared to other colors it is way darker, so it is kind of blackish hair. One thing I would mention is like I wanted to make her skin darker, but her base colors, the base color of her skin, when I actually used it on her, the background was white, so I really thought it's already darker, which happens with everybody. Like some color seems darker with a lighter background, and some color seems the opposite with darker background. I mean, those colors, the very same colors look like lighter with darker background. So what happened was that I thought the color is dark enough with the background, without the background with white, and it wasn't. When I put on all the other colors, I realized it's a bit lighter than my intention, but nonetheless it came out good, and I can give more shades, and the shades kind of gave her a darker tone, which is great. And I can also use the lighter part as light falling on her skin rather than her like proper skin color. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. Like, did I color the sitting area? I just don't remember. Let's see. Let's see if I have done that. Because I think I have done that. But anyways, uh, by the way, this is not the final for my book, but this is what it is, and probably I will edit it a bit more later on, and then I will put it for publishing. Like before publishing, I will probably edit it a bit more, and also it depends on, the printer. So whether I will have CMYK printing option, or will it be RGB, that is another thing, and the color might change based on that. So a lot of factors are there. So yeah, it's almost done, I think. And I think I forgot the background, the sitting, the oyster tongue kind of, that thing is her sofa come oyster bed, or whatever you call it. So have I though? I don't. Let's see. I was so obsessed with lighting. Like, I love lighting. Seriously. So I was so obsessed with lighting and giving her a lot of lights and the environment, that probably I might forget to share the cushion part. Let's see. I wonder if people watch live stream after the live stream is over. Like, do people actually just watch a live stream video after the live stream? Like 1 hour, 2 hour long live stream videos. Do people watch it? Like, I'm not talking about all the debate videos and all the, you know, political essays or philosophical essays videos, but any other live stream. Like, I myself never watched a gaming live stream video after the live stream is over. Like, they live stream those videos for 2 hours, three. It's weird that it shows zero, nobody is here, but I am here. How come they're showing? I really don't understand how it works. I'm so scared of live stream. Like, I just don't understand what's happening, and I try not to. So even if I am here, they will show you zero. So if there's one person watching, so that's not me, or is it me? I don't know if that one person is myself or not. What an existential crisis. This is. Mm, is it me or is it someone else? I think it's me. If it's one person, then probably it's me. Okay, so I think I'm done with the painting. I'm also pretty hungry. So I'm gonna go and eat. Is it done? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's done. It's done. It's done. This is the final painting, but I actually am going to edit it further. So yeah, it will look a bit different when I'll edit it or change the color a bit. No, I not too much, but I think this is enough. So yeah, this is the painting, and I'm gonna go and eat something now. And for all those people who came to my stream, thanks a lot for coming. And it's sad that you guys had to go, because of course people have their own things to do, and I don't blame them. But yeah, I mean, it's great to chat with people a bit. The painting took a bit more time to end, but yeah, what can we do? So I will stream again hopefully soon, and yeah, see you guys then. Thanks for enjoying my work, and thanks for coming. See ya. Bye.